Alien Romulus has just come out. I just saw it and I'm a bit confused. So I didn't know anything about this film going into it. I'm an avid Alien fan. I avoided all of the marketing because I don't trust trailers anymore. They spoil way too much. I just knew that this was set between the first and second Alien films. I went and checked it out. I had no real expectations. I just hoped it would be better than the last two films we got. Prometheus and Alien Covenant were very interesting, but come on, they were not Alien films. I also don't know how those films are canon, because the way they retcon the space jockey mythology, I don't know, it just felt really weird to me. The space jockey from the first Alien film is supposed to be like thousands of years old, if not millions, but then apparently in Alien Covenant, David made the xenomorphs like 100 years before the first Alien film. I don't know. I don't get it. I also don't get how we saw evidence of the xenomorphs existing in Prometheus, because we saw a mural of it in the background, but then in the next film, David is the one who made them. I don't get it. It's just, there were way too many cooks in the kitchen with those films. They're interesting, but they're not Alien to me. So I went into Alien Romulus wondering if it was gonna continue those last two films. Without spoilers, yeah. Wasn't particularly a fan of that when I found that out, but we'll talk about that in a bit. When I found out, when watching the film, how this was connected to the first and the second Alien films, as over the top as it was, I did find it interesting. It's quite unbelievable, a bit far-fetched, but I accepted it and I was smiling a lot. I found some of the set pieces really interesting. There's a great scene involving gravity, that's all I'm gonna say. I thought it was great. And even though the characters weren't particularly deep, I did enjoy them for the most part. The synthetic human, the android, they're always the highlight of these films, and I did like him a lot, and that's when the xenomorphs and the facehuggers came into play. I thought it was cool how some of their biology was explained a little bit more. We found out a little bit more about how the facehuggers find their prey. Some of this was cool. The way the aliens looked was mostly great too, because we get a load of cool practical effects here. I thought that worked. Fede Alvarez did do that cool film Don't Breathe, where the characters had to shut the hell up as they were creeping around the house. That does kind of happen here too. There were some really tense, silent scenes that just did a lot for me. All of this was working out, but then the midpoint came and the flaws just built and built and built. I was okay with the characters not being too well developed in the beginning, but as the film went on, I was expecting a hell of a lot more than what we got. When the main characters started acting a bit like Ripley having her badass chick moment, I was like, look, this isn't organic at all. This is just a callback to older, better films. One of the throwback lines just made my eyes roll. I really cannot believe they did that. Terrible. The characters just adapt way too quickly to this crazy situation without really talking much about it. It was strange. And also, the chest bursters just come out of them way too quickly. Remember in the old films when it used to take like a day or two? Yeah, I thought it was too quick in Alien Covenant, but in this film, it's like minutes, I swear. Made no sense to me. After a while, the set pieces with the xenomorphs just weren't that interesting to me. It just kind of became too dark and just too derivative. I don't know. It didn't excite me all that much. At one point, a character suspects that maybe the xenomorphs are just scared by the sight of guns, and I was like, what? How the hell would you ever guess that? When have the xenomorphs ever been scared of guns? Whoop-de-doo, the character was right. Somehow the aliens are scared of just the sheer sight of having a gun pointed at them. Then the film decided to truly connect itself to Prometheus, and I absolutely could not stand it. All of the questions that we had left after Alien Covenant, not remotely answered. It doesn't fill in any of the gaps, it just creates another puzzle piece that doesn't have anywhere to go. Like seriously, as soon as all of that happened, I was like, oh god, they're really trying to make Prometheus and Alien Covenant canon. It's not making any sense. It didn't satisfy me at all. It just made me ask more questions. And I've asked enough of them ever since watching Alien Covenant. But then the last 20 minutes came and I was like, Jesus Christ, you're going down Alien Resurrection territory. Guys, in the end, Alien Romulus is a big, big missed opportunity for me. It doesn't expand the alien mythology in an interesting way at all for me, and I highly doubt I see this as canon, just like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I don't think it's bad, but I wouldn't particularly call it good either. I will get it on 4K Blu-ray whenever it comes out. I do think it's solid in some areas, but everything I like about it comes with a yeah but. It doesn't really go anywhere all that interesting. I can't really strongly recommend it, but I do think I am the odd one out here. Most people seem to be loving this and I have no clue what the hell they've been smoking, but if that's the case, you guys are gonna have to enjoy it for me. Maybe one day I'll do a proper in-depth review of the film in a few years' time or something. I do intend on covering all of the Alien films one day. I'll definitely do a spoiler review of Alien Romulus then, and I'll properly analyze it and see how it'll go, but for now, I'm pretty pissed off. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay jiggy. The better appreciates ya.